Welcome back to the Cricket Today podcast on Monday, January 15th. Excited for another huge week of Big Bash cricket. I'm your host, Leo McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I'm here with TikTok famous Pakistan royalty, Marcus Bazzano, King Bobby's #1 fan. How you going?
Yeah, good, mate. The throne's being built for me as we speak, so I know I'm feeling great.
Yeah, check out some of our TikToks that Marcus has done. He's a big Barbara Azam fan. It's absolutely going off. Absolutely loving it. Also here with the Renegades #1 fan. He's got his scarf on. How you going, Leo?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Stats Guy. I'm feeling pumped up. Renegades got a win. Looking forward to 2025 finals.
2020. I'm going to go 2026, I reckon. I'm not sure about next year. Best time of year, the BBL's heating up. Really close to finals now. Only a couple of games to go. And so much going on in the cricket world. Today we're going to cover all things that happened over the weekend. So there was 4 matches, some interesting things happened there. We're going to do a bit of a game with the Australian Open starting this week. So we'll have a bit of fun with that, including some wrap-ups of the games over the weekend, some SuperCoach BBL, and then some BBL predictions. So let's get right into it, lads. The first game of the weekend was the Sixers versus the Thunder, the Sydney Derby. Close to a sellout, I'm pretty sure, the SCG. Biggest ever Sydney Sixers home crowd. So that was really cool. To see some of the test stars as well. What happened in that one, Leo? Just quickly go through the scores, please.
Well, this game was built up, wasn't it? Warner takes a helicopter into the ground. You got Smith playing for the Sixers, opening the batting. It was built up, hyped up, massive crowd in, and it was a bit of a snooze fest, I thought. Sixers, 7 for 151 off 20 overs. Thunder, I thought, bowled reasonably well. But with the bat, they were pretty poor. They just could not get going at all, apart from Hales at the start, who was hitting them nicely. The Sixers brought it back really well with some pipe bowling. I thought Ben Dorsh's was fantastic with the ball. And just to go back to the Sixers innings, Smith, golden duck. So it was all built up and just failed almost instantly. And Warner, 37 off 39. So going at under 100 strike rate. It was a bit of a letdown, this game, for what was sort of hyped up.
Yeah.
Go Stats Guy.
I was going to say I feel like the Thunder, if you got Chris Green, I was having a look at their batting lineup the last couple of games. If you got Chris Green coming in at 6, you're not going to make many scores over 130, 140. I think they've got, arguably, I was going to say this earlier, arguably the worst batting lineup in Big Bash history. I'm just going to go with that one.
Oh, okay.
Because you got Chris Green wouldn't be batting that high in any other team, I don't think. You got Liam Hatcher, who wouldn't get a game for any other team. There's a few. I just don't like this Thunder team at all. I can't believe they haven't recruited well. I think Sydney Sixers have stolen a bit of their Thunder. So don't like them at all, the Thunder. I think they're going to come dead last. What'd you like in this game, Marcus?
I love that. I'll tell you what I love. I love that pun, mate. That was very good.
It was an accident, and then I was like, I'm rolling with it.
No, that was very good. But that was just a pretty boring game, wasn't it? But it was great to see. I think they ended up they cracked 40,000 crowd there, so which was great. And then the Stars Renegades backed it up, which we'll touch a little bit later on.
Yeah, that was an awesome game. So, the game of the weekend, but that's all right. We'll get into a better one. The Scorchers versus the Heat, the top 2. Could you go through those scores quickly, Leo?
Well, first of all, you've waited pretty much the whole season to make a big call about anything, Stats Guy. Where does that come from about the Thunder?
I don't know.
That was just woke up feeling angry, I think.
I think I'm angry. So there you go, Thunder. You can cop it today. Scorchers Heat,
Scorchers, they got their revenge on the Heat from last time they played. 663. They're in trouble early, but Nick Hobson, he was fantastic. 48 off 30.
Yep.
Bit of a cameo style innings, and it just shows the depth they have, really, because he hasn't played most of the games this season. So it's a bit of a scary thought, and the Heat will probably due a loss, weren't they? They started well with the bat, but the Scorchers bowling brought it back nicely, and I think we got a little Jaffa of the weekend here. Scorchers bowler performed pretty well. Yeah, Marcus, you want to go through the Jaffa of the weekend?
Yeah, well, Jaffa of the weekend, especially for that game, just has to be Andrew Tye, doesn't it? 4 for 14, including a maiden.
Yeah.
And against a team that's threatened plenty of teams throughout the Big Bash so far. I think that was the Heat's first loss as well. Their first loss handed to them. So they're no slouch of a team. And 4 for 14, I know it was at Optus Stadium, but still, that's an incredible bowling innings from an incredible Big Bash bowler who's arguably the best Big Bash bowler of all time.
Ooh, it's a big call, but yeah, what is he? The leading wicket taker of all time for the Scorchers. I think he's in the top 5 in Big Bash history wickets. He's absolutely awesome, AJ Tye. Like I've said, he's a bit of a strange character, but he's got all the tricks for T20 cricket. He's one of those players that is I can't even talk, specific to T20 cricket. That was weird. And he's been absolutely awesome for the Scorchers. Well, the Heat as well. I feel like they're still going to be fine heading into the finals. I think this was just one of those blips that they've had, only making 128, getting bowled out, but they'll still be all right in the finals, I reckon.
I reckon I can beat AJ Tye in a staring contest though. So if he wants to verse me, hit me up.
I don't know about that. We're gonna have to try and organise that. He stares at people in the crowd all the time. I don't think he's ever blinked. So I feel like that'd be tough to beat.
If he can lose to a 12-year-old girl, he can lose to me. So that's all right.
Yeah, okay. We'll see how that goes. We'll have to organise that in the future. All right, the big derby, the Melbourne Derby, Renegades versus Stars, was at Marvel Stadium. Leo, what happened in that one? You got your Renegade scarf on, so you're up and about.
Yeah, the Stars did what they do best, and they choked it, didn't they? So
I tipped them.
Finals on the line, and the Stars come out and put on a massive score of 137. Kane Richardson was fantastic with the ball. Actually, I thought most of the Renegades bowlers were, to be honest. Really, they didn't even use Sutherland. Sutherland didn't bowl himself, so it was a pretty good innings with the ball. And then the Gades, they lost good old Finchy early. He had to depart, but it was led by Shaun Marsh, who also announced his retirement. He made 64, Fraser McGurk 42, fantastic sort of partnership that sort of steered them home.
Yep.
And this is where we go for the moral victory of the weekend. It was just a nice little consolation win for the Gades. They're not going to make finals, probably going to finish last, but just to get like a little win at the end, good to see. And, with all due respect to Marsh and Finchy, they've been fantastic players over their career, but it is time for a change at the Gades, and hopefully some of the younger players that they do have can sort of improve them next season. So a good little moral victory there for the Gades.
Yeah, I feel like, really good moral victory. Any win over the Stars, especially knocking him out of finals, is pretty funny. It's happened over, last few years. I reckon it's happened a couple of times. I just wanted to quickly say Hussain was really good, 2 for 18. I think he was recruited a couple of years ago, didn't go too well, and then he came back into this side last few games. It's actually been pretty solid. Did you like anyone in this one, Marcus?
Yeah. I like Hussain, as you just mentioned. I think he didn't have the best of the Renegades figures, but I think he was probably the best Renegades bowler in that game.
Yep.
I thought he did really well. He had the ball turning quite a lot, actually. For someone who's not a natural big turner of the ball. But he was great. But I think, the Stars were just so disappointing, weren't they? You're looking at your match winners. I know Glenn Maxwell was only in for 10 minutes, and he just tries to go big, but I'm not sure what he was thinking with that shot. Similar with Marcus Stoinis, who's probably just getting a bit frustrated and just played a cross one, which he probably shouldn't have. So it was just really disappointing, and it was good to see Glenn Maxwell actually give him a spray. During the drinks break.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I don't mind that. Bit of a spray, and you don't see them often in the Big Bash, so why not? Thunder versus Strikers was last night, lads. That was the final game of the weekend. This was an absolute whomping. Leo, could you go through the scores of that one?
Yeah, it was another sort of carbon copy of the Thunder batting performance from Friday night, wasn't it? There's just nothing really special about it. Hales again was good at the top, 43 runs. Warner didn't fire. No one else really fired, to be honest. 140. Didn't even bat out the full 20 overs. Lloyd Pope, 4 for 22. Forgotten name in sort of Australian cricket. He burst onto the scene in his under-19 World Cup stage and sort of went missing a bit, but he's back and he's taking wickets, and you'll love to see it, I reckon. Good old-fashioned leg spinner.
Yeah,
and then Strikers came out and, they were just dominant right from the get-go. And I think, this is where we go for the slog of the weekend. Stats guy. Yeah,
I'm going to go slog of the weekend. You got to talk about Matt Short. I reckon you could put Matt Short in slog of the night, slog of the weekend every single week, every single match. 74 or 49. He just keeps doing it. I had a look the whole season in his, is it 10 innings? Have they played their full 10 matches, the Strikers? I'm pretty sure they have. So we had one score below 39 all season. That was 8, and all the rest were 39, and he had 5 50s. He's been unbelievable this season, Matt Short. 509 runs in those 10 matches. So he has to be the slog of the week, and he's the slog of the season. He's been absolutely awesome. Led the runs. He probably should have led the runs last season. because it doesn't get counted in the finals and things. Sorry, it does get counted in the finals and things like that. But they're going to make finals. I think he's clearly ahead. He's a couple of 100 and some runs ahead of the next best. So slog of the weekend, slog of the season, whatever you want to call it. Matt Short, 74 or 49. He's absolutely awesome. Is anyone? Yeah, he's got to be picked in a lot of the Australian teams. I think he was picked in the ODI one, wasn't he, Marcus?
Yeah, he was. He rightfully deserves so. He definitely needs a good look in. And he's my player of the tournament.
Yep.
So far, which I know the tournament hasn't finished yet, but he's definitely up there, and he's probably one of the reasons, if not the reasons, why the Strikers have earned a spot in the finals. Yeah,
we've talked about their bowling not being too good, but when you got Short clearly leading the league in the runs, and then you got, was it Lynn second? You probably have Darcy Short in the top 6 or 7 or so. So you got 3 of the really good batsmen in the competition. You're gonna go pretty far. So the Strikers charged into final. They've officially made finals now, haven't they? Because of the Stars. So we're going to the Stars Hurricanes game tonight. We thought it was going to be Stars fighting for their spot in the finals. Oh, classic Stars. They still thought there was 5 teams that made the finals, I think. So they're a bit filthy with that. All right, let's get into a bit of a fun one. The Australian Open started yesterday. This is my favourite time of year. You got Big Bash on, you got Australian Open on. I won't be getting any sleep watching some matches till 1 or 2 in the morning. I was hoping, that Djokovic lost last night, but he's through the first round. We're going to have a bit of an AUS Open-themed game. Which tennis stars would go well in cricket? Which tennis stars are much like a cricket counterpart? So do you want to start us off, Leo? Who are you going for? A tennis star that's like a cricket star and vice versa?
I'd argue this is the most obvious one. Rafa and Smith.
Oh,
obviously they're both in the conversation for, greatest we've ever seen, I guess, in their respective sports. But the main comparison I want to make is they're just both fidgety. You got Rafa fidgety before he serves, Smith fidgety before he bats. They're just very, I guess, quirky and unique. 2 words you can use. You could use a few others, but I'll use quirky and unique. And I just think it's a pretty obvious comparison.
I really don't mind that. You got Rafa, when every time he serves, he tucks his ears or he picks his bum or something like that. I feel like Smith, I don't know if Smith's not on his level of the water bottles on the side of the or stepping up, doesn't step on the lines or things like that. But Smith would have his own little things that he'd do that I feel like a bit behind the scenes more than Rafa. But so I don't really mind that. They're very alike. Maybe And Smith, I feel like could be a good tennis player. Some of the shots he plays where he does those slashes like a tennis serve and things like that. So maybe he'd be alright at tennis. Yeah.
We saw him return a serve to Djokovic, didn't we?
Actually,
in the celebrity match. So I reckon Smith would be handy. Djokovic was surprised.
Yep.
But, Smith can be handy with more than one stick.
Yeah, he definitely can.
Keeping it PG rated as well.
Yeah. My play. Who are you going, Marcus, for your tennis and cricket combination?
I said we'll stick to 1 in the run sheet, but you know what? I'm going to give you 3.
Oh,
but
3.
I'll just go through them quickly.
All right.
I think Leighton Hewitt, Brett Lee, purely celebration-wise. They love a good celebration, love the good come on. Brett Lee with the chainsaw, his little heel click when he gets wickets.
Yep.
But I'll show the women some love. And the women's singles, I'll go, I think this is pretty obvious as well. Ash Barty, even though she's not playing anymore, and like Elise Perry. They're just both brilliant at multiple sports. I think Ash Barty used to play cricket.
Play for the Stars in the Big Bash, I'm pretty sure.
Might have been the Heat, I think.
Oh, the Heat. Sorry, yes. Sorry, it was the Heat. Yes, yes. She was a gun.
There's a decent crossover there, but I think it just has to be the Flogs, Bernard Tomic and Johnny Bairstow. They're both absolute sooks. Everyone hates them, and just screw them because
that is funny. I feel like Bernard Tomic wouldn't walk. He would never walk in a cricket match. He's not that type of guy. As well. Yeah.
Bit of straw broad about him. I think Bernard Tomic is not walking on it.
Just give the whole English team Bernard Tomic to be.
Curious as well. We've got a few guys in there. We could chuck in a few Aussies.
I love Curious.
Yeah, it's a bit stiff. Curious.
Oh, I like him as a player, but you can't like him as a bloke. Now I sound like Tim Payne talking about Macaulay. Can't like him as a bloke.
Well, you're clearly not subscribed to his OnlyFans then.
Nah, not anymore. I had a go at it. It wasn't my type of thing. Let's go. My comparison is Djokovic and Kohli. I hate them both, but a lot of people do love them. I feel like you either love them or you hate them. So I think this is the perfect comparison. 2 great to the game. You could argue Kohli is one of the best ever. You can definitely argue Djokovic is probably the GOAT of tennis with the amount of Grand Slams he's won. Both feisty competitors, just very intense people. Annoyingly too good. Like Djokovic hasn't lost an Australian Open for 3 years. you got Coley, who just dominates, and you feel like, oh, it's impossible to get him out. Everyone around him might crumble, but he's impossible to get out. So I feel like that's the perfect comparison. Like I said, you either love him or hate him. Both of these guys, I'm on the hate side, but there's a lot of people there last night, big Djokovic fans. Half the world is big Coley fans, so I thought that was the perfect comparison there. All right, I'm surprised. I love how Marcus got chucked in 3 after saying, no, just do 1. But so you just sneakily chucked that in. But I don't mind that, lads. That was good fun. Let's finish off this show with some SuperCoach, of course. Last round of SuperCoach we're in for this one. And we got the Stars versus Hurricanes tonight at the G, which we're going to go to. So check out on the socials for that and a few things we're going to do with that. So, Leo, what's your SuperCoach pick for this one?
I must admit, I found it a bit difficult to find a player for this one. Both teams out of finals, not really SuperCoach relevant, to be honest. We've covered a few of their other players as well. But I've gone Stoinis, and I've gone in very reluctantly, 107,000. He's been in my team, I think, the whole time, but just been warm on the bench. He's been very poor this season. My theory here is there's nothing to play for. There's no pressure for the Stars, and now we'll see Stoinis perform. He might bowl a few overs, take a wicket, but I reckon it'll be with the bat. He'll just he'll be a new man. He'll bat with freedom or something, make 50 off 25, and we'll be like, where's this been all season? So that's my theory here. I think there are other sort of games this round that are a bit more SuperCoach relevant than this one. So that's why I'm going Stoinis. What about you, Stats Guy?
I don't mind that Stoinis call, actually. Just when the Stars, the pressure's off, I don't mind that. So I'm going to go Ben McDermott, 132,000. Obviously, not too bad, but it doesn't really matter about price now. That's the last round. 3-round average of 64. He's been a bit off this season. Did have that 95. I feel like he could get back to that tonight. 50 plus, I'm going to back him for against the Stars, who have been a bit inconsistent. I feel like, McDermott, a lot of those guys in that Hurricanes batting lineup have been poor. They're not far off the Thunder, I think, in terms of the performances they've had this year with the bat. But I think McDermott can step up on the G. Hopefully it's a decent pitch for him and he can get a big score. The SuperCoach, the stats, a lot of the stats in this game, I wouldn't be picking many of the Hurricanes and Stars players the last couple of weeks, but I'm going to go McDermott. I just feel like it's his night on the G. Who are you going, Marcus?
Oh, yeah. Just quickly, I'm picking a Stars player here. Yeah. Just quickly, the Stars, they're just so underwhelming, aren't they, really? When finals on the line, it just looks like it's John Howard bowling, coming to the crease. It's so underwhelming. But I'm going to go, just for a bit of fun, I'll go Hilton Cartwright. He's only 86,700. All right, every Stars fan loves him. He's a big hitter. He can hit a ball a long way. And he's had a decent season considering. So I think, just for a bit of fun, we'll pick Hilton Cartwright.
Yeah, he started off the season really well, actually, but then he's had a bit of a blip towards the end of the season. But yeah, he has the facilities, if you say, to go big, I think. So I don't mind that one at all. All right, let's finish off with the Stars versus Hurricanes predictions. Who are you going in this one, Leo?
Yeah, I think this again goes back to my Stoinis theory, and it's more of a Stars theory. But the pressure's off; they can't choke anymore, so they'll win. They'll win this game. I think as well. I just have a feeling at the G that they'll love playing the Hurricanes. I think I remember maybe 2 years ago, Maxi hit. Was it his 154 there? I reckon they're just going to see this Hurricanes bowling attack and just treat them with no respect at all. So yeah, the Stars will win.
Yep. Marcus, are you leaning towards the same way?
Yep, I'm leaning towards the same way. I'm going to go the Stars here. I think Hurricanes, they don't have enough with the ball to sort of threaten the Stars batting lineup.
Yep, fair enough. I'm going to go the Canes. Why not? Cane train. I'm going to be supporting them at the ground. I'm going to have to try and find something purple to wear to the game tonight, I reckon. Look a bit like the Bev show. Actually, no, I don't want to look like the Bev show. But the Canes, I feel like their bowling attack has been a bit underwhelming, but I feel like this is that sort of night where a few of the Stars players try and hit him out of the park and they get a few wickets. Like my man, Paddy Dooley. I'm very excited to watch fidgety Dooley. Dooley could be up there with Rafa, the amount of much he fidgets as well, actually talking about Australian Open. I'm going to go the Canes. I feel like they have been really disappointing as well, but this would be a really close match, I reckon, so I'm going to just lean towards the Canes.
Well, you and the Bev have something in common, don't you, Stats Guy?
Oh, no. What was this?
You're both not allowed within 200 feet of the pool.
What? Where's the button to get rid of Marcus from this show? That is outrageous.
He gets a few fans and then he thinks he can say anything.
I know. He thinks he's invincible now.
Sorry, Adam. Don't come to me.
All right, I feel like that's a great time to wrap up the show so that Marcus doesn't get in trouble. That's it for the Cricket Today show. We'll be back with this tomorrow, of course. So get right around the show. Subscribe on your podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Like and review it, would you? Chuck a follow to Cricket Today and Cricket Today AU all over the socials. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Send in any questions or send some comments. King Bobby fans, let Marcus know. Let him know about some outrageous things he said on this podcast. Send in anything you want us to chat to us about. I think that's it. Thank you, Mark. I'll stuff you, Marcus, actually.
Stuff you, let's go.
Thank you, Leo.
Thanks, Stats Guy. You did a great job hosting.
Oh, thank you very much. And thanks for Joe for producing. Thanks to me. It's another episode of Cricket Today done. We're out.